Episode 3 coming at you. This is a solo one. I had a special pal scheduled for the last week, but we kept postponing, we kept delaying, we kept rescheduling. How many different ways can you say it? And today it just didn't come together. But I wish you well, pal, and we'll get you back on soon. I was recently on another podcast, my friend Danny Todd. It's the Danny Todd Cast. And his suggestion was to be consistent. That was one of his keys to a successful podcast. So here I am doing my first solo pod or show. I don't even know what you call these things. So you guys are going to learn with me. We're on this journey of hosting your own podcast, among other things. That's why this is called Robby's World. But first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Danny and his brother for having me. And you could check out that episode. I will put it in the comments of wherever this video is. Anywhere I can put it in my bios, I will do it. Any links, you can find it. It'll be there. Danny Toddcast. Google it if you have to. I'm episode 86. I think it's called Free Britney. And we get into some topics, let me tell you. But first and foremost, I don't have a Liquid Death sponsorship, but Danny does. And so I'm going to try the mountain water, Liquid Death. I don't know if you guys have heard of this yet. Pacifica, do we even have this in Pacifica? Do we want this in Pacifica? Who drinks this already and who's thinking about drinking it? I tried the sparkling water. That's the black can. That was really good. And so now we're going to try the mountain water, Liquid Death. This is the white can. Here we go. Let me get some good audio for you listening at home. Ooh, that was a good one. All right, everyone watching at home, listening online, here it goes. Cheers. It's really good. Maybe I just dehydrated. Well, this is pretty good. It's not as cold because Danny gave me the can and I didn't put it in the fridge, but this is smooth. I'm not going to lie. So Liquid Death, if you like it or you want to try it, go to liquiddeath.com. You could enter in DT Todd, TODD 10, DTODD 10, and check out and save some cash. And it probably hooks up Danny too. So support him, support Liquid Death. And that's how we were going to do that one. It was good to get an ad in that wasn't going to benefit me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If anyone wants to sponsor this podcast, by the way, reach out. You know where to find me. I got a little list here of stuff I want to talk about. Probably not going to go as long as we usually do. Tiger Jazz twirls big stick. I think that was about an hour and a half interview. And then I did a second interview and got kind of caught in the transition between me focusing on breakers, and I was off social media. I still am off social media. So Nicole Yarbrough from Social Unity Project, a good friend of mine, her episode is up as well. So please check that out. I'm pretty sure Tiger is now officially city council. He hasn't texted me back, but he was winning the whole time before. So Tiger, if you see this, can you update us? Are you officially elected? Tiger actually went mini viral on Twitter not too long after our podcast aired, not because of our podcast, but because of the election. An announcer or a journalist from the San Francisco Giants tweeted out a picture of him with his big stick and his Tiger t-shirt. And he said, Pacifica City Council is better than your city council. It was already pretty cool with Mary Beer on it, I'm not going to lie. But now that we have Mary Beer and Tiger Big Stick, it's sure to be entertaining, but you know, those two care a lot, and so do the rest of the city council, I'm not going to lie. So it'll be interesting to confirm whether or not Tiger has won, and then, what he hopes to achieve in the next 4 years. And eventually he will be mayor, because in Pacifica, it just rotates. You don't even have to vote. So we'll have a mayor Big Stick. So if you aren't signed up for the merch already on that one, or Tiger, I think we need to work on that, to be honest. Let me get the official copyright and trademark going. Tiger Big Stick merch. But yeah, Tiger, let us know. Did you win? Is it official? We're rooting for you, bud. Thank you. Also, yeah, just again, Nicole Yarbrough from Social Unity Project. She was actually, I met her through the Best Western Lighthouse Hotel when we worked together. And we actually talked for 2 hours about the not so much, it's not the same things as Tiger. So it's still growing up in Pacifica, but Tiger was before the election. Nicole was right after. We still aren't sure if Biden's our president. some 2-3 weeks later after this after the initial podcast aired, after the election was done. But yeah, racial equity, white privilege, just growing up in Pacifica. She's mixed race. Her experience now, then growing up here, and even talking to her own family members, just in the workplace. It was a very informative, to say the least, and educational podcast. And so that was really important for me to do that with her, for me, for her, for the listeners, for my family members who aren't as plugged into current events and just social climates. So that was a really important one. So I would appreciate if you guys go and give that one a listen. Yeah, like I said, I've been off social media, so I just logged into my Facebook here. I thought it'd be fun to go through the timeline a little bit. Let's just hop into that right now. So I got the Facebook. I'm gonna refresh the page, and let's see what I've missed out on the last 10 days or so. Oh, this is good. Sonia and Mary, it's the first picture that I see. It says first customers of the day walking out happy, all breakers, or at breakers, sorry. They're open now, and it's Mary and Sonia Lancaster. It's a picture. So Mary and Sonia, we reopened breakers. Actually, that's what I should have started with. If you can't tell by this outfit, we reopened breakers. I feel like I haven't slept in 72 hours, but we did it. We made it happen, and so far, so good. We're 3 days in. And it was important to have Mary and Sonia be our first guests. So thank you guys for doing that. We got almost 50 comments. No, sorry, 50 likes, 2 comments. Someone said, SF just shut down. I hope they're open and getting all the support they need for the next lockdown. That's a good point. And Sonia replied, it's all takeout orders. So yeah, we built breakers to be, knock on wood, COVID proof, which means no matter what tier we're in. So currently we're in the red tier, which means 25% indoor capacity, but you can still do takeout in any of the tiers. So we just kind of rearranged the entire restaurant and built a 2-station up to 3. We have a total of 4 stations in order to take your orders. So we didn't want to be the just like order at the door and look depressed and like you're ordering from a storage unit, but we also didn't want to be the come one, come all, don't even wear your mask while you're eating or not eating and just start walking around. There's just way too much liability. There's way too much stress involved in that. And that's the only thing that could be taken away from you in these tiers. So when we were about to open up the restaurant, we were in the orange tier, which is 50%. We considered bringing in 50% indoor. But again, we knew with the holidays coming up after Halloween, there was rumors about another shutdown coming on. And now these are coming up even more, coming back to the tiers. So we went orange, which was 50%. We still weren't open. We're in red now, which is 25%, but 94% of California currently is in the purple tier, which San Francisco is headed in the purple tier, and they already said no indoor seating. So our little team analyzed it, and we decided it'd be best to do takeout only. That way, no matter what, you can order food and we can get you food. And there would be cash flow because that's really important for businesses, especially ones that have been closed for 7 months. And then we'll also work on outdoor seating because, again, no matter what tier you're in, you can do takeout, and you can do outdoor seating. So we built Breakers. We're calling it Breakers 1.9 because it's still not quite 2.0 to us, but Breakers 1.9 is a takeout concept, 7 to 3 p.m., our regular hours. We're just going to be closed on Tuesdays to give our staff rest. And, there's a lot of admin and extra stuff you need to do on top of running the restaurant to stay compliant with COVID, and just, that mental health break during the week is really important for all of us. I think my dad would work 7 days a week straight if he had the choice. So secretly, I think I built in that day for him. And so we're working on our permitting for outdoor seating. But again, it's not going to get us back up to the 110 people we used to be able to serve. So it's going to be a different restaurant, but it's not only us that's different. There's a lot of restaurants that can just do takeout and they don't have the luxury of areas to do outdoor seating. They don't have the staff capacity, or maybe they're at risk themselves. And so if it's a family owned business and they're 60, 61, 62, they might not even be risking going outside or serving or doing anything like that. Don't even get me started on the labor, the inventory. Payroll and inventory is half the battle, but we actually gave all of our staff, for the most part, the option to come back. So we're figuring out ways to spread out the hours, spread out the money. And we don't know if we're going to be able to afford to bring all these people back, but we wanted to try, get everyone trained, get everyone up to the safety guidelines, the new experience at Breakers, because it's not about coming in and sitting down and sitting for a half hour to 45 minutes. Would you like coffee? It's just quick service now. So we never owned a quick service restaurant before, but we're going to try, because at this point you just have to try whatever you can do. And next week it changes, maybe next week it doesn't. And we're just holding on till the end of the year. And I guess we're going to see when there's a vaccine. We're going to see who our president is. We're going to see how serious the county's taking it, how serious the state is taking it. Some might say that the state is taking it more serious, or actually, yeah, well, not necessarily more serious, but the state and the county aren't even necessarily agreeing on where the spreading is happening. So I think everyone can agree, don't go to your family's house for Thanksgiving. I think that will help. Did you even want to see your family in the first place? Let's be honest. But yeah, that's your kind of your Breakers and your COVID update. Let's just continue on to this little Facebook exploration. And if you have any questions as the episode's going, you can contact me through multiple ways. If you have my number, that'd probably be the best. Or it'd be better if you comment on here and I can come back and share the answer for everyone else. There's some ads. Mary B's. Ooh, Mary B. Nice. She has her profile picture as her and Sonia. This is a lot of marketing for Breakers. I had no idea was happening. And of course, Mary, she's got like almost 100 likes because she's so popular. There's about 12 comments. The first one's double trouble. Yes. Beautiful of the photo. Laughing yesterday was so much. Oh yeah, her and Sonia. I made them wait for like a half hour to 45 minutes because I really wanted my dad to be there when we opened, and he had to run to the bank to get change. And so actually, we had one guy who was waiting, but he had to leave, so we missed out on a sale. But it was important to kind of have that moment with our staff and have me and my dad there this time, because we weren't together when we opened the restaurant the first time. That could be a story when he comes on one of these episodes. So yeah, Mary and Sonia were the first guests, and for the most part, I think they did well. And they're not just saying they had a good time; they actually did have a good time, which is great. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people just comment on how cool and how good Mary looks and how cute she is. Someone said they almost died last week and ended up in the hospital. I don't know if it's because of COVID, but Bill, I hope you're okay, man. That was in Mary's comment section. So, Bill, hope you're okay, bud. All right. There's some election stuff. Let's see. Georgia certifies vote. Numbers don't lie. Track progress. Okay, I think that's good news. Could the GOP states ignore voters and send Trump delegates to the Electoral College? Photos, president and post-election transition, presidents. Okay. Okay, we got, this is my next post is from Allison Baca. If anyone remembers Allison Baca, but her last name's Cars now. She commented on the Tiger episode and she put, OMG, adding this to my rotation ASAP. Allison, thank you. You texted me and now it makes sense that you had all these questions. I didn't realize it's because you were watching the podcast. So thank you for following up with those questions. And maybe we'll have you on one of these days to talk about your life in Pacifica and being a newlywed and working remote and all that other crazy stuff going on in your world. Let's see what else. It's funny how much things stay the same. You could take a week off of Facebook and you're kind of seeing a lot of sunset pics. I'm getting targeted ads by places that I'm trying to find rentals for guardrails. If anyone has any guardrails, I need 6 of them for outside of Breakers. The city actually doesn't have a permit for parklets because we wanted to build like a nice little parklet, but we would be the first ones applying for a parklet permit, so it would take a long time. So the planning department recommended that we kind of do the same setup as a Grape in the Fog. I don't know if any of you guys have been there yet, but a Grape in the Fog has guardrails and an ADA ramp. That's the bare minimum, at least in Pacifica, to get set up for outdoor seating is guardrails and a ramp. You still have to go through the proper channels, and PD and engineering might have some questions. But for the most part, the city's been really good about following up, trying to get us back open and trying to get our outdoor seating set up. But yeah, we are on the hunt for some guardrails. I'm struck out twice so far, but Monday morning I'll probably start calling more places. So yeah, if it's kind of ugly when we first start, don't judge us. We're just trying to get the outdoor seating going. A lot of groups updates, Pacifica groups. Nicole shared common. What do you say? Move it, baby. Yeah, I'm getting targeted ads for Clover. That's our POS system. So it's funny, even my activities while I was off social media are reflected in my social media feed now. My stepdad's running. If anyone sees Ken, he's just running. That's my stepdad. He's the guy who runs on the highway and not the not the sidewalk. I don't know why. We'll have to ask him. And yeah, a lot of something that's going on with this. Apparently something happened to my buddy Joel Haston. He says, update, today is my last day of steroids. Joel, why are you on steroids? I'm on Medicare. Josh, affected eye has been hell, and I'm so glad I won't have these things in my body. More today has been particularly miserable. I've been basically laying down, sleeping on morning side note. Thank you for everyone. All right, let's go check out Joel's page and see what's going on. Joel Haston was a good friend of mine, is a good friend of mine. I used to work at Pinup Productions back in the day, probably before you kids even went to Warp Tour. And he's still holding down the ship, and he's also doing, he's streaming, he's on YouTube, he's pretty much everywhere. And he makes things happen out here for bands and stuff, but you know, bands aren't really doing anything. So I know that Pinup launched a creative like streamers coalition type thing, and I saw some posts about Discord, so it's really cool to see that, but something's going on with him, so let's see what happened. No. Okay, he's got a picture with an eye patch. What the fuck? Hi everyone, just letting you know, Sunday I woke up with a partially paralyzed lip and able to control my right eye. I've since been diagnosed with Bell's palsy. What the fuck? Joel, my man, I hope you're okay. I think that happened to me in high school, so hopefully it's temporary. We don't know what caused this. I'm gonna guess stress, dude. My virus, shingles. What the fuck? Bunch of meds. I know it's a pandemic and our economy society is messed up. I know stress and anxiety is at an all-time high, but be sure to love one another and most importantly, take care of Joel. I couldn't say it better myself, everyone. If you know Joel and you haven't already, send him some love. Joel Histon, Joel Cupcake. I hope this is temporary, my guy. Once you feel better, let's get you on the pod. And you know, if you have time, I'd like to be on yours too, but I understand you're a busy guy. Okay, let's go back to my feed. So far it's been Breakers, Joel, some other random stuff. Covered California ads. Nick Tracy has a big ass beard and a ponytail. I know most of you people have no idea who this is, but this is why it's called Robby's World. You get to know what's going on in my world. More posts from friends about Breakers. That's awesome. Little libraries in Pacifica. More stuff from Nick. Oh yeah, we have Pinwheels. Sonia like should be our marketing director. She's got some good pictures. Nice. Looks like people are stoked. Cool. So yeah, when we opened, I didn't post anything. I just updated our hours on YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, Yelp, business, Google for Business. So yeah, if you're a small business, you need to claim your Yelp page. You need to claim your Google for Business page. Make sure your hours and everything are up to date there, and your website links directly to your menu. Don't make people click around too much. We updated our website with our menu. ilovebreakers.com is the updated menu. And what else did I do? Facebook, we just updated the hours, and I changed the default picture. So I didn't really do a lot. Oh, we updated our Twitter and our Instagram, just the information in the bio and also the default picture or the profile picture. But we kind of wanted to see what would happen. Well, one, I was sleep deprived and we were putting out too many fires. So social media kind of came on the back burner, but we kind of wanted to see what the first weekend would do just by word of mouth and just by friends and family coming in and posting naturally. So the first day we actually did close to what we did the first day we opened 6 years ago. So that's a really good sign because it's a pandemic and, you know, we didn't announce anything. And then the day after, we already hit those numbers by 9 o'clock. So that's a good sign. And then this morning, yeah, because we opened Thursday, soft opening. Friday was kind of official. Saturday, people started hearing more about it. And we had already cleared Friday's numbers by 9 o'clock as well. So if we can keep this up, we should be in the clear. But again, the goal is to make sure that we can cover labor and inventory, obviously, and breaking even would be amazing. I'm hearing a lot of cooks, a lot of chefs, a lot of business owners. I listen to podcasts and watch YouTube all the time about what they're thinking. Celebrity chefs all the way down to just like locals. And breaking even would be great. Breaking even and make sure your expenses are all covered, and employing the people that were family before all this and will be family after all this. That's the goal right now. Will that happen? I don't know, and we may have to adjust. But for now, we brought back as many people as we could, and only by your support and coming in and eating at Breakers, or taking to go from Breakers takeout, or at our outdoor seating, that's going to really determine if we can survive through the winter. And then we'll see what happens in January and February. And then once spring and summer hits, I think restaurants and small businesses for the most part can breathe a little bit. Hopefully there's some more relief coming in. Better weather is always good, and like I said, the vaccine will be good. And I think psychologically, we talked a little bit about this on Danny's podcast, like just 2021, it being a new year, definitely will have some effect on people, like putting the past behind them and really trying to do what they need to do to survive or to thrive or to achieve those things that they were thinking about doing or wanted to do or started working on. So I'm wishing you guys all, well, not only a great November, December, but let's try to make 2021 a lot better than 2020, because I know a lot of us are struggling, and it's unknown. We are in a recession worse than the 2008-9 recession, and it's not even over yet right now. So yes, the rich are getting richer, but the poor are getting poorer, and there's a lot of unemployment going on. There's spending is up on consumer goods, but it's down on service industry stuff. So that just so happens to be the industry that my family is in, and that's where a lot of people are employed. So if you're in and around Pacifica, come down Breakers, 7 to 3 p.m. Closed on Tuesdays. Takeout only. Outdoor seating coming soon. Let's see. So I'm not gonna lie, my Facebook feed is kind of boring. Maybe because I haven't been on it in a while. I will give my last post shout out to the Family Crest. They are freaking machines. They're on like live stream, who knows, 35, 40. And this is funny because Liam is covering iconic early 2000 songs from early 2000 movies. And while I was taking my shower to get ready for this podcast, I was listening to like early 2000 hits. So maybe there's some nostalgia in the air. I can't believe that nostalgia means early 2000s, but yeah, check out the Family Crest. They just released a music video for their song Pride. John Searland from Pacifica, he's going to be on the pod. He used to be in 5 Characters, and I almost said he was an Obsolete Man too, but no, he's in Backseat Driver, 5 Characters. Those are all my old bands. But yeah, check out the Family Crest. Best place to find them would probably be Spotify or Apple. You can search them. I know they have an email website. It's so funny that in their description of their live stream, they have everything: Spotify, Apple, social, Discord, Venmo, PayPal, but they don't have their website. I think it's thefamilycrest.com or thefamilycrest.net or the Family Crest family. Anyway, the Family Crest is shit. Check them out. Indie orchestral rock, if you're into that. The opposite of Obsolete Man, but who knows? We may collab one day. That'll be dope, to say the least. I'm not even going to go through my messages or my notifications. It's so crazy how Facebook tries to get you to come back to the app after you delete it from your phone. If you haven't seen The Social Dilemma, that's exactly what happens. Is you log out, then they start sending you emails of what your friends post, then they start sending you you got tagged in a photo, but you have to log in to see it. It's evil. But luckily I was just so, I'll say the word busy, even though I don't like saying that, or just not even interested in wasting time and getting sucked in, that they were easy to ignore. But here I am doing a podcast about Facebook. So maybe it works in some weird way. Let's just get rid of it then. I'm going to X that out for all of our sakes. All right. I think we talked a little bit, more than a little bit, about how Breakers is going. Again, it's been kind of a blur. The last 10 days, we really just had to hunker down and get open. Honestly, we wouldn't have been able to survive another month. Rent's due. Landlords are depending on that income just as much as any other business. And yeah, like unemployment's running out for a lot of our staff. So it kind of just all, and it's not this easy and no one will ever understand how hard it is, but yeah, it just kind of came together. We had 194 items on our to-do list. Those are not all done, but the ones that were on fire, a majority of those did get done. And so we were able to open the doors on Thursday, November 19th at 10:45 a.m. And so that'll be another day in my family's memory that we'll hold near and dear. I think I don't think, I know we opened March 8th, 2014. So yeah, it's really weird to open up the same restaurant twice. So if you know any other restaurateurs or you know anyone that is in the same situation as us, I'd love to talk to them and kind of pick their brains, and maybe we can help each other too. I'll probably start in Pacifica, obviously. Sat in on some economic development committee meetings and stuff, but I mean, people want to help, but they just don't know how. And if you do something for one thing, restaurant or business, you have to do it for all the other ones. So at this point, I've been reading articles. It's if you want your favorite restaurant to be around or your favorite business, you got to shop there or you got to support them somehow. You got to post, you got to share, you got to comment, you got to like, you got to recommend, do reviews. It really is that serious, and it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. I'm not going to say probably, it will be, because we're about to be on a curfew. Luckily, we don't own a bar, but I couldn't imagine owning a bar and having to shut down at 10 p.m. based on a curfew. But they're just trying to stop people from taking off their masks, spitting in each other's mouths, and getting more people sick. I think because at the end of the day, when everyone's home, they're not spending money, and we operate this. This is how the economy works. You got to spend money, and so the government and everyone else, they want you out there consuming, spending money, but not if you're going to die. So it's a really hard decision, and we're going to take the best precautions we can, and we're going to support not only ourselves and our family members and our staff, but we're also try to shop local as much as you can, especially coming up for Halloween. Yeah, shop local for Halloween. I keep thinking Halloween is like coming up because it was just such a dud. But yeah, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just support local as much as you can, please, would be the message. Even wherever you're at, just it goes a long way. And I do appreciate everyone who's been texting me and sending me pictures of them going to the restaurant. I took those for granted before, and now waking up to those or seeing those later in the afternoon are really special. And it's good to see that. So keep that up. Thank you guys very much. I don't know if that's a downer topic, but this is real. This is Robby's world. Let's see. We talked about outdoor seating, talked about the parklet, talked about COVID shutting down. Next guests, like I said, Mary Beer. I got you top of my list. I got some requests to have my dad on, and I probably just put that off because I don't want to cry on Zoom. But if we do cry, I will post it. But yeah, it's hard to get both of us, not in the same room necessarily, but even in the same room virtually or digitally. Because we have our to-do list, we're kind of dividing and conquering. So to take both of us kind of off of the court, so to speak, to do anything outside of any task that is detrimental to the success of, immediate success of the restaurant, we're focusing on that right now. But I definitely will have my dad on because that so far has been the top request. So that'd be cool. And he knows how to use Zoom, which is super cool. He figured that out way quick during the shutdown. Also, I checked in with my band today. I don't know if you guys remember, I am in a band. We are Obsolete Man. We had the best rollout any band could possibly have ever planned. And just March 9th was the last time we were all in the same room together. And March 17th was when the official shutdown started. Our release shows were supposed to be March 20 something. So we're literally sitting on a bunch of merch stickers. I got the banner right here. But we're planning some stuff, but if you're in a band, or even if you're not, you just know how hard it is to coordinate stuff only via group chat or Zoom, or some of us are meeting up and some of us are trying to work on stuff. I talk about this a little more in the Danny Toddcast. That one's a little more lighthearted and fun, and we talk about girls farting and Vin Diesel's new record and freeing Britney Spears, and I teach them what Tai Chi is. So yeah, if you want to just kind of get silly and get stupid, go listen to the Danny Toddcast. episode 86, Free Britney. I won't share the same updates as I did there, but I talk a little bit about the band and pretty much, everything leading up to reopening the restaurant, and then some other random stuff. So check that out. But anyway, what I was saying is I'll probably have my drummer Scott Wright on. He worked at like one of the top fine dining restaurants in San Francisco. Luckily I got to see him there a couple times, but he is just like one badass drummer, obviously, and also a mixologist, aka bartender. But he freaking looked like a doctor back there. He was just like, it's like surgery when he makes drinks. So I'd love to have him on the podcast, and so he can kind of share some updates about the band. And just this isn't supposed to be just about Pacifica. I know it's pretty heavy on the Pacifica, but I'd like to get more people outside of Pacifica still in my world, so to speak. But yeah, I'd like to have Scott on. So if anyone has any questions about what it's like being in a band with your boy, hit up Scott and we can answer those on air. And then, yeah, well, if Gino's into it, I know Devin, he's a talker too. So I'm sure we'll have something in the works podcast wise for the band, but really just trying to get that second EP going. Because that's really all you can do is hit the studio. And yeah, there's live streams and stuff, but now everyone's doing live streams, so it's getting kind of oversaturated, and you want to have good quality, and you still want to be safe. It's still not even safe to maybe necessarily be in the same room with your band at this point, because you're not in the same household. So Gino has asthma, and we don't want to risk it because he's the brainchild. So we got to protect him at all costs. But yeah, send in some love at Obsolete Man SF. We're obsoletemansf.com. Check us out. There's merch on the website. We just got East Coast distribution for our cassettes, which is so cool to say in the year 2020, because cassettes are like officially back. So yeah, if you can check out our East Coast distribution. I think it's To Live a Lie. I'm not sure the boys are kind of handling that stuff on that end, but yeah, just support your local bands, support your local restaurants, just support yourself, support your friends. This is a time to give love, and you'll get love in return. But yeah, that's a solo pod for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more about something specific, comment, text, message, email, do what you got to do to get a hold of me. I look forward to continuing this. I'm going to try to get one show in per week. But again, there was just kind of you got to prioritize, and you can only have so much time in the day. So we'll get in a good groove, and we'll get more going. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you next time, hopefully with the one and only Mary Beer. But yeah, thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. I can be found at The Real Robby B on Instagram, and I'm working on my website, RobbyBancroft.com. It's a little out of date, but yeah, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And again, ilovebreakers.com, updated menu, 7 to 3, takeout only, closed on Tuesdays, working on outdoor seating, and maybe a couple more surprises coming along the way. But yeah, thank you guys again. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.